fundamentals of point sparring. Like,
Dude, sidekick is all you need. What comes out of my gym is underbelts competing as black belts.
rivalries and competitive martial arts. Like,
Rivalry.
Welcome to Martial Arts Unfiltered.
What's up, everybody? I'm here with Martial Arts Unfiltered. Today I'm at Hub City Martial Arts. We got some amazing people. We got some sparring in. Man, it's gonna be a great night.
ready to spar? Hey guys, so what's your name?
Landon.
What's yours?
Donna.
And so what really draws y'all into Hub City?
Just the friendships we've made. I like that they train hard and push him be better the best he can.
So what makes you choose martial arts for your kids?
Really the discipline. I feel like it's just shaped him and made him a better kid, better person. All the good things.
So how do y'all feel about Joseph Brackett and his mentor?
He's awesome. He's an awesome coach. He's welcomed us since the day we've started. I mean, as soon as we walked through the doors, it was like open arms. He's always guiding him, even on and off the mat. Just a great person.
So,
We appreciate y'all coming and training with us, and I love that. I love when different gyms just come together and really work together. That shows a lot of character. I love that about this sport.
all right. Thank y'all guys. So what's up, everybody? I got the crew over here. Oh, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. So how do y'all feel about Hub City Martial Arts?
This is the place to train. This is where we spar.
Sir, what about you, Ray?
I say it's home. It's family. It's where you get to grow and learn from other people, and you really get to have fun with doing it. I feel like that's the values, having fun, building friendship.
So what about the competition? What draws y'all into Hub City? Like, just as students, as parents, like what really draws y'all?
I'd say the family aspect. Of course, we love competitions. We love to have fun. We love to get out there and see how far we've come with each other. But I feel like it's more so that knowing that Hub City is a family that anybody can come to and be at, which is what makes it a really good place.
Sir. So, Chris, my man over here, how do you feel about the competition? Like, do you really get to get out there and
I've
feel
been
yourself
on
a little bit?
a bunch of different circuits, man, and I don't know, the competition's always, we have all new people coming in here all the time, from different regions. Me and John together, I mean, we've been in NBL, NASKA, all of us has been in NASKA or TCT. We try to keep everybody as motivated and try to see how many people's limits we can break. We get some tough people in here and people that are new to this thing and they just never leave. It creates, like Ray said, just a good home feel with everybody. Everybody loves being here. We just don't want to leave majority of the time. We stay all the time. There's been times that we've had people stay the night here and train and not want to leave. We've had great seminars. Our coach Brackett and Matt in here, and he's, we have all aspects of people coming in training, from boxing to kickboxing, K1, Muay Thai, MMA, Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, we've got people that's done Aikido. It's just, we have such a wide range here, man. This is a full range martial arts school. There's not really, we don't really try, we specialize in stuff, but like we want to learn everything. It doesn't matter what day or time or anything. We want to be in here to do our best and win and still have a good time and shake hands. That's all we want. It doesn't matter how bad we get hurt or not hurt or lose or win. We want to have a good time.
Yes, sir. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So why do you call Hub City home? What draws you in?
It's the openness. It's reflected in the two nights a week that anyone can come, and that runs deeper than just those 2 nights. I left my previous school several years back under less than ideal conditions, and Brackett dropped everything and made me a priority for half an hour, and he kind of won me over personally. So I would definitely recommend Hub City for that reason. And yeah, thank you.
Sir. All right, guys. Hub City on 1, 2, 3.
Hub City!
My name is Kenny Green. I'm here.
Hey guys, I'm with Martial Arts Unfiltered. I got the GOAT, the legend, Ch.2 Brackett.
What up, guys?
Would you like to tell them a little bit about yourself, your backstory, where you came from?
Sure. In my martial arts career, I come from Spartanburg Martial Arts, which is about 15 miles from where I'm at here in Inman, South Carolina. I started martial arts when I was pretty young. I did not compete when I was young, but every one of my instructors were world-class world champions. They were all very competitive on the NBL circuit, and just a really good example of, high-level fighters. We also had some great forms competitors, but we were known as a fighting school coming up. I was real young. I didn't really recognize it at that time. Took about a year off, probably in the 4th grade. I moved to a different school about 30 minutes away, not a karate school, but an academic school. And then whenever I moved back to Spartanburg, I decided I wanted to get back to karate. And so I started back karate probably in 5th grade and stuck with it until I graduated high school. And then I took a year off, maybe a year and a half, and then came back, started teaching again at Spartanburg Martial Arts, taught there till 2020 when COVID happened. When COVID happened, we opened up, me and my buddy Matthew Legg opened up Hub City Martial Arts, and really started to compete even more. When I was a teenager, I competed on the NBL, and I had a lot of competitions in sparring and forms and weapons. I competed in everything. But just a little bit about me and kind of where I came from, Spartanburg, South Carolina, under Rick Lee and Nikki Lee, Brian Plimple, Nate Windsor, Matt Everett. There was Cass Sigmund always hanging around.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of amazing fighters that would come through, especially on Wednesday night. We'd have Wednesday fight night, kind of like you guys are here for tonight, So, I come from a fighting background, from a world-class school.
So what really lit that flame inside of you that made you want to keep going?
When I was young, the karate flame was always, of course, I watched Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, stuff like that. And I just wanted to fight. I wanted to be able to move like that, spin a weapon like that. And then growing from, looking up to the Turtles and the Power Rangers, my instructors became that for me. Apple Siosen was one of my instructors. She was amazing. She was a really, really competitive forms person. She was super sharp, led our demo team. And then, the people that were above me, higher belts, they all carried themselves a certain way. And I started to look up to that, to be like, man, these people, they're not cocky, but they're confident, and they're present. People respect them because of their consistency and their character and their training more than anything. Just hardcore, like martial arts lifestyle. Martial arts was never to me a part-time thing. I never just came to class and left, it was, I'm coming to class, I'm coming to another class, I'm coming to demo team practice, I'm coming to watch, I'm coming to fight. how much karate could I possibly get in was always my goal. So that was, the having people to look up to around me was what motivated me to continue for sure.
So what would you tell someone younger or getting into like martial arts now? Like how would they light that fire?
If you're interested in martial arts, obviously, you have to jump into the pool. You have to say, okay, martial arts is a huge pool.
Yeah.
And you got karate, you got taekwondo, you got jiu-jitsu, you got wrestling. I consider a martial art. There's so many different branches that I suggest to jump in, try some different things. Honestly, try some different schools. One thing my partner Matthew does all the time is like, hey, after somebody comes in for a free trial, he's like, yo, go check out some other schools around the area. There's 10 schools here. If you like this, great. Still just, go see if this is the best for you, because martial arts isn't about me. It's not about, the student. It's about an individual that chooses to, figure out a hobby, or a lifestyle to fill some time, to create a community, to be a part of something more, because martial arts isn't, it is an individual sport, but you'll see in any martial arts, you have people around you, like I said a minute ago, motivating you and pushing you and holding you accountable. So find somewhere that doesn't let you just be mediocre. To me, mediocrity is that's not a good place to be. Yeah, it's nice when you can be good and kind of coast through, but having the right people in the corner that you trust, that can mold you into something better is very important. So finding a gym that's just comfortable, but a gym that you trust the people there, and you can feel safe in an environment so you can learn.
So what separates Hub City from all the other martial arts schools?
That's a great question. We all punch, we all kick, we all take care of each other. There's a million gyms that I could sit here and tell you great things about. To me, it's the community is what makes us different. Our community is a wide community. It's not just a competitive tournament team. We don't just cater to competition. We're not. I don't advertise tournaments to my 2-a-day people, that what I call 2 classes a week people. Those part-time students. They're not here to be on, and going to Canada to compete, or going to France, or going to Vegas, or wherever we may go. Those people that are chosen the path of competition, anybody can choose it, but they chose to step up and do it. And there's no pressure for people to compete. I have plenty of students that could be internationally competing and doing well, but it's just not in their cards right now. And giving them a platform to still be able to do that, even though that's not where they're going, it helps bring the other people up too. So maybe the standard of excellence and the standard of respect that I try to instill in myself and my students is what make us different.
So just like circuits, what was your favorite circuit you competed in? And tell us a little bit about the France trip.
Sure. My favorite circuit was the NBL. The NBL was what all of my instructors had multiple world titles in. So I was very common on that circuit. Attended so many different tournaments. Jeff Doss's tournament. My instructor Rick had a tournament called the Great Southeast. It was like the mecca of events at the time. And NBL Super Grands, like there's nothing better than having Christmas on 25th, and then on the 26th, or even on the 25th, you get on a plane to go to a tournament for a week long competition. That was the NBL Super Grands. That was it felt more prestigious. It was just fun, great community. But the NBL, it still got my favorite. Outside of the NBL, like leagues that are open now. I do compete on NASKA. I compete on TCT. I compete on USA Sport Karate League. I've done a WACO tournament. I've done a lot of different of the leagues, and I like to do that because to me, being able to adapt is important. Adapt to the rules, adapt to maybe there's front leg sweeps, maybe there's body jabs. But to me, I would say the best league right now probably is USA Sport Karate, where they're headed. USA Sport Karate has branched out. They've moved up to our area up north a little bit here. And they're just doing great things. Jeremy Roque is one of my great friends. He's always pushing the USA Sport Karate is just consistent.
Mm-hmm.
To me, any kind of competition, any kind of business, any kind of circuit has to be consistent and organized.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we go to events and things that they say one thing and then the next sentence they contradict it, and it's like they're not even aware of that. But that's where we have to become adaptable and say, well, if that's how it's going to be, oh well, we know what we're going to face. We try not to go, well, this tournament's not great because the judges aren't great, because I've been at every single league and I've had bad judges at every single league. I've had good judges at every league as well.
So did you have like that one moment or loss that really like changed your experience for you?
Man, that's good. I recently lost at the Battle of Atlanta on the stage, and this was like, man, this was it for me. I made it to stage. I fought so well on Friday, and beat one of the top guys, and felt like I was in a good place to win.
Yeah.
And I came a little bit short. I got beat by a sidekick in overtime.
Hey.
Man, it was tough. And afterwards, it was a little more surreal than, I've taken plenty of losses.
Yeah.
But this to me was like, I needed it. I needed the win. And since then, it's motivated me to be a smarter fighter. It's motivated me to train harder, to train smarter, instead of just, throwing 1,000 kicks.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can go out there and run 10 miles because they're mad about their loss. But to me, this loss, it kind of defined me in a way of like, I can't be making these simple mistakes at such a high level. And to me, that is something that has to change. And maybe that is something mental that needs to change, or something physical. Obviously we can always up our cardio, but that's always where people go. I'm right now sitting in more of a mental, like, am I making the right choices? Am I committed to my blitz? Am I hesitating? And just trying to be more cerebral about my fighting. And in my training of doing that is feeding it back to my students. Holding them accountable, saying, yo, this is what we're doing. Look, we're watching a fight. You're making 17 mistakes in 30 seconds. We can't do that. And I watch my film. I see the same thing. Maybe not 30 mistakes, but at a black belt level, 2 mistakes is enough to get 2 side kicks, which is 4 points. And now you got a long way to go.
So what do you think, like, is the biggest fundamentals of point sparring? Like,
dude, side kick is all you need in point sparring. If you have a side kick, you're going to do well. If you don't have a side kick, you're not going to do well, period. Even if you're not a kicker, you have to have a side kick. You have to have it. The side kick in point sparring is the jab in boxing. You got to have it. My instructor always said, the first thing you do, Rick Lee said this, you go out there and you kick him as hard as you can with a side kick. It doesn't matter if you hit him in the arm, you hit him in the body, but just make them know that you have a side kick and make them respect it. So that was one of my kind of concepts and philosophies, but definitely my whole program is built off of a side stance and off of a side kick.
Okay, so do you have any rivalries in competitive martial arts? Like
rivalries?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, I seen you and Justice Floyd had a little thing going on. Is that a good thing? Is it push you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, rivalry, competitive rivalry, not a personal rivalry, of course. Me and Justice have fought probably, I'd say at least 20 times, maybe 30, and he's got the best of me most of them. And I got a couple of victories over him. And those were some of my best fighting moments, but the scale is not even. So I'm definitely trying to even that up. That's why every tournament I go to, I show up and I'm ready to win. I'm ready in my mind. I'm able to beat him. It shouldn't be that offside. Same thing with Kevin Walker. I end up fighting him all the time. I fought him last year. I could pull it up on my list right there. How many times he beat me last year? I've gotten close, but I haven't beat him yet. So he's on my list. So if you want to say he's a rival, I'm coming for you, Kevin. But I just think being consistent and showing up, it just says, hey, look, you beat me the last few times, but it's not changing where I'm at and where I'm going. Like, so maybe it does motivate me to have those high level competitors, people that are good. I mean, I wouldn't have fun if I just went out there and spread everybody, all the time. But I enjoy competing. I enjoy trying new things. And I asked my instructor, Marty Knight, who I'm under now, I asked him, like, how do you stay entertained? Like, I'm competing all the time and it seems repetitive. He's like, well, you got to make it fun, do different things. Say, score with, fight left side. score in different areas. One of the tasks he said was to make competition fun for him was he would try to hit every side or angle of the person's face. So it's I'm fighting you, Isaiah, today. Not only am I going to beat you, but I'm going to hit you where I want to at will. I'm going to hit you one time in the head. I'm going to hit you in the body. I'm going to hit you on the other side of your head. I'm going to hit you square in the nose. Like those are ways to kind of keep it fun because competition does get repetitive. I do show up to the same tournaments to fight the same people and a lot of times to have the same results, and I think a lot of people go back and forth about like, is this really worth it? Should I keep doing this? Should I keep making this mistake? You should, because the only other option is to quit. And I promise I'm not quitting. So just this commitment. It's commitment.
So if you're down 8-1 in a point fighting match, how do you stay determined? Like, how do you not get discouraged?
Oh, I get discouraged. I get mad. I hate it. I'm 8-1. I got 30 seconds. I'm about to hit the turbo on you. There could be 1 second on the clock, and I could be down 9 points. You might beat me by 10 because I come at you, but I am not going to step off and walk away from a fight. Like every point is a match. In point sparring, it's not a connection of all the points. It is. This is a match, and then stop, reset. This is a match. To me, in my head, each exchange is a whole fight. If we were doing full contact, hopefully each exchange would be knockout. But it's just that timer, that clock hits 0, I'm done. But if that clock has 1 second, or if I can fight to make that clock say 3 seconds, if I can get me some extra time on the board and I'm down, I'm going to do it.
For sure.
So it's a choice. I see people all the time. They're getting beaten, maybe by 2 or 3 points, and then there's 10 seconds and they just give up. Like my students, they do that. They get chewed out. They're gonna know. So I don't care if you are down 5 points, and there's 2 seconds left. You go score. Get on the board, because that person's going to remember that drive. And they're going to know, dang, fight's not over till that clock says it's over. So just kind of my mindset, kind of a choice I made, and I've always been that way.
So what do you think is the biggest difference between point fighting and full contact? Like, how would a point fighter adapt to full contact fighting?
I want to say that right now that's a major topic. So a lot about knockouts and things like that. I think that at the black belt level, when you're fighting for $1,000 or sometimes even more, your technique has to be sharp, it has to be crisp, it has to be realistic. Some of the watered down point fighting is what I refer to it as now, is like if I throw a punch and it hits you but it goes off of you. Like, sometimes you throw a kick, and like I get points for it sometimes too. I'll kick and like just graze your head. Like in the dojo, I'm like, nah, dude, that don't count. That's not a kick. I couldn't have caused damage.
That's so wussy.
I'm not fighting hard full contact, but what I think the gray area is someone rushes in at me and I throw a side kick and they headbutt my foot and knock themselves out. That's that. I mean, that's kind of tough to say it's my fault. Like, I can't retract my kick, reverse my kick. If I'm throwing my kick and you're moving in, then that's kind of an accident in a sense, or a mistake, I should say, not an accident for me, because I threw the right kick at the right time.
For real.
But training it is just as, I enjoy training as much as I enjoy competing. Fighting with people at the gym, it's important to be able to fight, kick somebody in the face and not hurt them. You bring a 2-year-old to my karate class and you put pads on them, you're going to see me kick them in the head. Absolutely. They're not going to change their face. They're going to be smiling. They're going to like, hey, this grown man just kicked me in the head. I'm going to do it until they're 12 or until they're kicking me in the head. So, this is karate. You got to learn. And to be a high-level martial artist, it demonstrates high level with skill and control. It's harder to do a kick to somebody and not hurt them, but it's also easier in the same concept to swing as hard as you can and hurt somebody.
So what's your biggest goal in life or in the dojo leading up to today?
Man, I've accomplished a lot of goals that I had set for myself. Last year I got to win a couple of gold medals overseas. 3 of them. That was nice. That was a good showing. The year before I fell a little bit short in Greece. Going back to France this year, and just constantly doing well is what's important to me. It's not all about first place. It's about being able to show up, be healthy, compete, be a decent competitor, and be an example for my students. You know, like no fighter goes without getting beat. I mean, you know, some people deter the odds a little bit and they go win 30 fights against great people all the time. But then there's a day, you know, that the rain comes, the cloud comes, and maybe you get some bad judges. Maybe you hurt your ankle, but you're going to take a loss eventually. And being able to do that in front of my students and set a platform for them to feel comfortable to go out there and compete. Because if you're too worried about losing, you're never going to be able to show up to compete. You know, I've watched some of my students show up to a tournament so nervous that they just can't compete. It's like you're too worried about losing. Like you're here to learn at the end of the day. You know, like be comfortable. I'm your coach. You go out there and stand there and don't move, I'm gonna be pissed, but I'm not gonna hate you. You know, like that's on you. You were too nervous. You let your nerves build up and mess you up. Because if you're at a tournament like that, I don't bring people that aren't ready. You know, people want to do it. Yeah, let's do it. Most of the time, what comes out of my gym is underbelts competing as black belts. I've had multiple people that are beginners that I'm like, you want to get better fast? They transfer that message to me. Hey, Coach Brackett, I want you to make me a world champion. I have a student right now that's going to France with us, and he made the commitment. I said, I'll get you ready. You know, I promise, but it's not going to be easy. So my boy Ray, he's been out there competing at the black belt level at tournaments. You know him, you follow him, you know, and he's getting good quick. He's learning fast, but it's not an easy road, you know, but it comes from his commitment, not mine. I don't make commitments for other people. You know, if a student wants to go compete, great. You want to go be mediocre, not going to happen. You know, if you want to compete, you're going to do the best you can. You're going to try the best, and we're going to go together. We're going to win together. We're going to lose together. But most of all, we're going to grow together. So.
Hey, man, it's such an honor to have you on Martial Arts Unfiltered, man. Do you have any closing words or concerns?
Man, just keep training everybody that's out there. If you're watching this, you obviously know a little bit about karate. You care about karate, or you know somebody you know does karate. So if something brings you down, find 5 things to bring you up. If you can't find those 5 things to bring you up, you give me a call. I'll give you 5 reasons to keep doing it, because there's more than 5 reasons. There's so many times that martial arts has saved my life, literally. So give it the chance, give it the opportunity, and find the right place. And martial arts is a lifestyle, and it will be with you, and it will not leave you ever. It was always there, ready for you. So.
Yes, sir. Us.